Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Donna here, Paper Dreamer 1 on YouTube. Welcome everybody back to my channel today. And I'm glad you stopped in to see what I'm up to today. Actually, what I'm going to be doing is working on my lantern that goes on my family room dining table. It's unlike the one in the kitchen. It does not utilize a tray. Because it's a smaller table and it kind of it is just too bulky. So this lantern sits on a Lazy Susan actually, and so it's kind of fun. I do decorate it a little differently. I don't put a candle in it, and we'll show you how it goes in just a second. I just wanted to say I have a lot of thoughts for all of you folks who may be impacted by Hurricane Florence. I'm sure that there's a lot of people who have issues right now and will continue to have issues for a while. I can tell you, I can sympathize and empathize with you. I was right smack dab in the middle of Hurricane Charlie when it went through, and in a mobile home, and so I understand the devastation that these hurricanes can cause. But the other thing that I just am amazed at, it's almost like you don't want to turn on the TV or read your phone. Can you imagine having houses blowing up ad lib throughout a neighborhood and not knowing if yours is next or it will be 2 houses down from you? Amazing the issue that they're having with the gas line in Massachusetts. And actually it's very, very close to where I was born and raised, so I know the area well. I think a funny thing is that as a cook, and I love to cook, I've always cooked on electric because that's the kind of power that my home's had, and always thought, gee, I think cooking with gas seems to be the way to go. I'm kind of glad I'm with electric now, and not to say that lightly, but it must be so scary because there's no warning, there's no rhyme, no reason at this point in time that I know of, except something wrong with the gas lines. So anyway, prayers go out to all of those folks impacted with both Florence and with the issues in Massachusetts with the gas line. I'm not going to complain one single bit about what's going on here, the weather, the lack of the cool weather, the unlike fall feel that we have here. I am just very fortunate and blessed that right now we are safe and secure without issues. So anyway, I'm hoping that you'll stop back next Wednesday and see the 3-tiered fountain fall challenge. It goes up next Wednesday morning. And thank you to all of you who stopped by yesterday to see, not yesterday, day before yesterday, to see the Cozy Corner Challenge. It was kind of a fun thing to do, and I really enjoyed it. I have picked up several new subscribers. I love all of you and am so happy to have you along with me. I'm going to turn this camera down right now and let's get busy on this lantern. We're going to do the lantern and a funky bow. Back in just a minute. Okay, here we are with the lantern, and as you can see I have it sitting on a Lazy Susan. And let me just show you what I have already done to the inside. As I mentioned, it does not have a candle, but inside the lantern we have a little owl. It's one like this. Okay, and he's sitting on a hay bale. And what I did is just take a florist pin and go down through the back of the owl and stick it into the hay bale so that he won't fall over or fall off and when this is moved around. I am going to add fairy lights to this, and I'll do that after I finish decorating it and probably off camera because those are wonderful to manipulate. Not really. So I'm going to try to do those without making you all wait for an hour while I get them figured out. I'm just going to add a few little flowers around here to get some fall color. love the sunflowers. And of course, I'm not going to, I'll have to take them all off again now when I have to get to the inside of the lantern. But in the meantime, we can get an idea of how it will look. Now let me just add a couple around the back here. Let's see. I think I'll add just a few leaves here. See, it's too hard to really keep things on here very well because of the Lazy Susan that flips around at a moment's notice. But I think that'll be just cute in the middle of the table. Like I said, it's not such a great big area. So I'm going to cut some ribbons, and let's move this off a little bit and see what I'm going to use for ribbons. I like this plain orange. I got this yesterday at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to use this pretty fall ribbon. And I'm going to use this green ribbon. I have placemats on the table, and they are pretty close to that shade of green, so that's what I'm going to utilize. And I don't have enough of this one, but I have another one. So let's just get some ribbons cut here. I'm going to cut them 26 inches because I want about 8-inch tails and a 5-inch loop. And I guess I only have one left on there. This is kind of pretty. It has some glitter in it. I mentioned the last time, this is the time of year where everything you touch begins to have glitter between the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. So I'm going to create this little dovetail on the end. Okay. And you can cut in from the edge or down from the middle. It doesn't really make any difference as long as you have the right angle. Okay, there's 3. This is really pretty ribbon, and I think, I'm not sure I remember where I got this one. It's only a small roll, so it wasn't, it's 12 feet. I think this one was at Michael's. but it's quite heavy. It's not that flimsy wired ribbon. There's two. This one actually is probably the flimsiest of them all, and this one is from Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday, and of course, you know, we know that Hobby Lobby has been putting out Christmas for a long time, since July, I think, when I first saw it. And it's really just expanding rapidly. It's so many things there now, Christmas, that it's almost like ridiculous, if you ask me. But nobody asked me, and I'm not the marketing expert. Okay, let's make a funky bow. I'm going to see, I might have to turn you just a little bit. Sorry, so you can see this better. I'm going to start with the green. I'm just going to put it right in half, take my folded edge, find some place on my mat, and I'll do it up here, where I can measure 5 inches. And I'm going from 15 to 10, and I'm just going to push it together and make a loop. And I always like to puff out my loops as I make them. And then I take the back piece and twist it around so that it's pretty. Both of them are on the right side. Okay? Now this is an odd number bow. We have 3, 6, 9. So that means that I am going to alternate the loops, and they'll go in opposite directions every loop. And just if you wait just a second, I'm going to try to get us a better angle. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think that's probably a little bit better. So now I'm going to go with the orange. I'm going to fold it in half. Take my folded place. Find some place to measure 5 inches. I do 15 to 10 because it's close to me. And I'm going the opposite way that I did from the green. Puff out my loop and turn the back one around. Okay, now we'll go on to this pretty one. I'm going 15 to 10. Going upright this time. Taking the back, twisting it around. So now you should see all your tails should be looking right. They should all be in the same direction. This first one, I have to twist it again. When I set it down to move the camera, it went back to its old place. There we go. So now we'll start again. I'm going to go right in half, go 15 to 10. This one's going upside down. Turning the back side around. Next one. If it's an odd number, you have to alternate every loop. If it's an even number, then you make all the way through one color and then come back and do all the way through the second, the other direction, all the way through in one direction, sorry. The second time through you go all the way through in the other direction, and the third time you go all the way through in the original direction. Otherwise, all of the same color loops would end up in the same direction. This orange is kind of flimsy, but we'll see what we can do with that. One more time through. I have another orange shade I can use. And you know, here's the thing. If you mess up and you go in the wrong direction, truthfully, it really won't make a bit of difference, because you can manipulate these and turn them all around and fix them after you have them attached. Oh, I have a piece of cellophane, and you know, when it gets that static electricity, it's not gonna let you go. Okay, now I have all my loops, and I think I have all of my tails up, and I'm going to use a white pipe cleaner because it's not going to really show. I'm going to put this right under my thumb, right about in the middle. Then I'm coming around to the back and it going in between my fingers here, because that's where I'm holding the loops on the other side. And now I'm going to just hold this pipe cleaner and pull as hard as I can and twist. And I twist the bow. To me, I get a tighter twist. So. And then we start our fluffing. And what I'm going to do right now is just to make sure that I can find all my loops. So I should have 1, 2, 3 of these. I have 1, 2, and 3 of these. And then I have 1, 2, and 3 of these. And I'm not going to do a lot more fluffing until it's on the lantern. But I think you can see it's pretty together, pretty colors. Last year I made this little swag, and it's not too elaborate, but it does have some pretty colors. So I'm going to attach this using the pipe cleaner to the swag. But I'm also going to take another piece of ribbon and attach that too. I have to have something to tie it on the lantern with. And I hope I made that big enough. Put this in. And I'll put this in. These are just 2 picks that I zip tied together. And what I'll do is, once this is all on, I will cut that off. So let's pull this back. I'm going to Just have to turn it for a minute. Hope I didn't confuse all you folks just then, tying that bow left-handed. It confuses me watching most of you. Your right over left is my left over right. Now I think I'm going to give these just a little snip. You see, I almost went in the wrong direction. All right, now let's see here. I think I totally discombobulated the bottom. I'm going to have to fix that. I might even fix that once it's on the table, because to move it around is going to be a little bit difficult. Now I don't want to hide my little owl, so we'll just spread those out a little bit. Let me bring you up a little bit so you can see the top. Sorry for the fingers. I think that's really looking nice. I was going to put the glue gun on and put a few things in it, but you know, honestly, with this little swag here, and spread out some of these leaves and get them in between. I don't think it needs anything more. What do you think? I think it's pretty, very pretty. Okay, let me get the lights put in, and I'm going to put it up on the table. We'll show you what it really looks like. I'll be back in just a minute. Hold on. Well, here it is, folks, on the table. And I've got the fairy lights on right now. I think they're on, going through all the cycles, so I'll play with them later and get them situated the way I like them. But you can see that I put the lights inside, around the bottom, and up in the bow. There's the funky bow. I think it came out gorgeous. I love the colors. And as you can see, the placemats on the table, as I was speaking about before. I just turned that light out, see if I could get a little better view of all the pretty lights. Actually, in there, there's the three-tiered tray in the other room. It's not lit up yet. It's a little bit early for that. I just have this on to show it to you right now. Pretty, pretty. So happy you stopped by. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it if you can. And I'll be back again in a couple of days. I have one more area out here I want to address. And then I have to go on to make a wreath that I have the supplies for. And while I have you here, this is an area I'm going to be working on here. But I thought I'd share with you the wreath that is on my door, and you can see why I wanted to utilize the green. And this is a wreath that I made last year. And it's on the inside of my door to the family room. So it coordinates nicely with the lantern. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you again soon. Everybody stay safe. Play nice now. Love you. Bye-bye.